actually have to hit a real BRB. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Forgotten Genesis, Season 2, Session 8. Working title for this one, The Drawings of the Innocent. For those who played last week or last session, kind of why.
I'm gonna cry, dude. I'm gonna cry. I was so sad.
Would like to earn an inspiration die for recapping the events of last week's session.
We met one of the engines occupants.
We met 3 of them, but we didn't meet them in person. Oh.
Right, did we even wake up?
No, y'all woke up afterwards. She woke you up.
Overall, you encountered 5. You technically have now met 2.
Yes. So you've met the creepy lady
And
who
the
knew
ghost
Violet's
child.
name, and the ghost child, Sweetness. Sweet baby ghost whose bones disappeared, and I'm not okay with it. And then that creepy thing that walked in that was some type of weird golem thing that was like, "Guess we're gonna get something to put in this room." And just walked away.
It was a gargoyle.
Yep.
But
Okay.
from your mind the thoughts of the Gargoyle TV show and Goliath. This is not that breed of gargoyle.
They all look the same, Joe. Gargoyles all look the same. In that situation.
Not here, they don't.
Oh, okay.
That should concern you.
That's weird. I've been to the Cathedral of Notre Dame, so I know what they look like. So, let's see. It was before it burned down. Way before.
Which time?
Are we talking about, like, I know that they had to happen, like, twice.
Back
and,
on
like,
track.
they really... So, don't do that to me, Joe. History is a thing that can make me go, wee. So, focusing on story. So, Violet and Halcyon took the last watch. Avery and Piper took the first watch. And then Venestra and Amir took the second watch. And then this third watch was taken up by Xanon and I never remember his other name. Blah, 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 blah. There you go. And then...
Ravik.
Yes. Okay, and then we talked to the ghost kid because Violet could speak the same language by doing pictures because it's what doggos do. Trying to be cute, trying to be doggo, trying to appease child. And then scary vampire lady came in and scared the shit out of Violet because no one's ever used her actual name in this entire abyss except for once when they asked it in a different part of the abyss. It was a very far different part of the abyss. There's like no way anybody knows her
if
name.
I recall, she specifically referred to you as Miss Evergreen.
Uh-huh. It's actually not her name. She doesn't even know what her dad's name is. She doesn't know what her bastard name is. So,
Either way, I'm taking a bit of sick joy in the fact that you're speculating as to what the fuck that could possibly mean.
it's not okay. And then Angel and Nicodemus are dealing with all of the sleeping fae.
Hello again, Inquisitors. Yes, we're doing well in the D&D
I
session.
don't remember what Avery's up to.
Who is that? Is that a small child?
Avery?
I'm asking Joe.
Oh,
Inquisitive Scott is a frequenter in your streams, mostly first time chatting in mine. Hi. Welcome in.
Hi! Welcome in. Sorry for being so lax yesterday. It's been a real weird day.
At any rate, back on track, immersion. That said, those of you who are followers of the channel here in this call, feel free to talk in chats with people should you want to do so while we're doing things in role-playing. So,
Okay, I'm letting you know my Twitch app is still not working. I'm gonna have to delete the thing and download it.
sounds like a you problem. No, I'm kidding.
It is a me problem. I'm really mad because I've tried 12 times to make it work in the past week. So, all right. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I was asking what Avery was up to because I can't remember what he was doing at the end. He went to sleep. Did he wake back up? If so,
Ave-
what did he do when he did that?
Everybody was awoken with the quick arrival and disappearance of a certain
Vampire.
vampiress. Who made her presence known and suggested that she might be of help should you guys, well,
Seek her
feel
out.
inclined to seek her out.
Which means I haven't had a chance to use my doggy senses yet because I haven't been able to use them yet. So, I'm a little frustrated. Like, Violet's super frustrated in this situation. I'm like, I have no idea. Angel's like super excited because now she did not know what the other side of Piff was, and this was fascinating for her. But she knew that for her, she knows that in that darkness, they were both there for her. Because if one is there, the other is there. It's because both halves have to be there to be one thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, which are not necessarily halves, they're mirrors, but we'll get into exactly
you know what I mean.
that means later on should you want to pursue that particular information.
She's probably going to want to figure that out, but like, she would have had to be there, yeah? In the same sense, kind of. That's what she said.
In some sense, at least as far as you're theorizing, there may be some truth to it.
Well, she even mentioned it. She didn't even know who she was until she called her a child with a
manor with
wishlight.
blood on the floor.
Joe!
There's vampires, there's expected there would be blood.
There's lots of blood.
Lots of blood.
I have a question. With Violet having heightened senses, would she smell anything left behind by that woman? Considering everybody has a scent imprint that they make? And dogs have like weird super noses?
Before I answer that question,
damn.
Both you and Brick for your contributions to the recap, as I also am going to check Finestra's chat, as for some fucking reason, Discord wouldn't let me open it.
Hold on, I'll check on my end too.
Okay. No Finestra recap. Okay, so that means that both you and Brick get a D20 inspiration die to use at your leisure, keep in your pocket for however long you need to, yada yada yada.
It means we would roll it when we need to use it, right? It's not like
no, we get to keep it. Like, I have like a whole bunch of stat stuff that I need to put in for Violet and Angel that is supposed to be replacement for all 40 D20s that I gave up last season.
Less that Violet forgot to alert the party of the threat, more so that Violet seemingly just did not do so.
She knew if she had been attacked, she would have been barking like crazy. Not a question.
You both have a D20 to use at your leisure for whatever you should choose to use it for, as long as it operates within, of course, the rules of a D20. Now.
Okay.
With that said, Violet, you were saying you were wondering if she left behind a smell.
Yeah, a smell imprint. Everybody leaves
Roll
one. It's
me
kind of
a
like a color
perception check.
By the way, Joe, I can't pin in Avery's channel.
You should be able to.
I don't see the button.
Okay. That is a 19.
Let me see if I need to adjust the permissions.
Plus, hold up.
Yes, it's definitely missing in Avery's.
I need Violet's sheets, if you would, please. I'm gonna add to this one. I'm super excited. I need music. I need something to keep my mind off all this weird stuff that's showing up.
Okay.
Glad you got it.
A little odd that you're unable to pin. That said, option 2, you can create a thread. where that information is held within your own chat.
So missions are they should enable me to do that?
Yeah, you should be able to make a thread. You can go ahead and click the 3 dots next to the message that you sent and click create thread, and then basically should create a sub channel with that info.
I want a thread. I want to pin it.
Right, and I'm having issues figuring out how to do that for you. So,
It's all right. Then I'll just leave it unpinned. I just don't want to make a thread. So.
Huh?
Okay.
The perception check was a 22, Joe. That's all I've got. Oh, with the doggy, we haven't put that feat on here yet. With the heightened sense of smell thing.
Also, Inquisitive Scott saying, "Was stupid for the past few months, followed Guinea a long time ago, but then stopped using Twitch. When you came back, you forgot what she looked like. So, when you last joined the chat, saw you guys playing D&D a few months ago, thought Guinea was a lady who isn't here today. It really confused you how you couldn't figure out who each person playing was. We got it
Oh,
now.
I'm Guinea.
I'm Break.
It's nice to see you.
And
Welcome.
I am Dragon Scribe.
Campaign I do.
Gotta be Dragon
plan
Scribe Prime on Twitch because somebody took regular Dragon Scribe.
This shapeshifter.
Blah.
My
That's Brick.
friend.
He's one of our other stream friends. I'm wearing a shirt that literally has objection on it.
Also, that one is Neseo, and that one over there is Vinestra.
It's Finestra.
Otherwise known as Balls and for those that frequent Guinea's stuff.
Yeah.
Hello.
You also have a couple other members that on occasion show themselves, namely Ethan. On occasion, right now he's in the midst of moving, so it gets complicated. And then, of course, Amber, who is busy being a mother, so there are delays therein involved.
She's gotta put the kids down because Ren usually ends up screaming her head off, and she doesn't like that to be on stream.
Pretty much. So
I'm ready
22.
when you guys are.
22 on your perception check, you said. Okay.
But that's as high as I can go because we didn't put the dog thing on there.
So that is more specifically a trait of lycanthropes. If there is an advantage on perception checks from beast barbarians specifically, I will happily add that. Otherwise, it's just the shape you
That's
take.
what. Yeah.
So, at any rate, 22, still definitely enough to get something. So, as you take in a nice long breath of air, you still get that sort of familiar citrusy aroma that seems to permeate through this whole place. That old dust, that ambient iron aroma that just seems to be basically the stain on the floor at this point, with everything ever so red. But there's a subtle note of something else that catches your nose. Just barely there. Dried old honeysuckle. Edge of sweetness and almost hay-like aroma that comes with dried plants. And now, as short as it was in your presence, it's so faint that it might as well be miles away. Whether that means that's simply the speed of the person who left this aroma, or the fact that this place literally seems to shift and change, you're uncertain. In case you should need to write down that smell, you may do so.
I will. Where's my pen? In my notebook. Hold on. I've got a notebook. Sorry if I look a little sickly. I'm very tired today. I almost spelled it like Winnie the Pooh.
Remembered, you don't have to look at it right now. At some point, I messaged you last week about something I want for Avery.
Right, my brain has been in a clusterfuck. I will take a look at that
So,
here in a bit.
but if you guys check generally, you'll see the village that I made.
I thought that was just like shelves with houses on them.
It's a village of different little tiny people.
It's holiday decorating.
It's called the Christmas Village.
How are they supposed to get from one shelf to the other?
Well, it's supposed to be treated like a tapestry visual. Each shelf is like, if you took it and you put it individually as one big long area, it looks like it fits. That's how it's
Also,
set
in
up.
respect to decoration, it looked pretty. Don't overthink it.
Oh, right. Forgot I can't do that.
So Viola looks over at Halcyon. Do vampires answer to anyone in their families? I don't know anything about vampires.
I'm gonna have Halcyon roll a religion check. Well, yeah, it's a form of undead that would apply.
He knows things. You don't know shit. And neither does Violet. No, Angel would know. Violet wouldn't. I'm so excited for the Angel stuff to do.
Okay, not terrible. You dirty bastard. Not terrible. Oftentimes, vampires can be beholden to covens they're a part of, or their sires, the ones who initially created them. However, some vampires may grow to such a scale of power that they necessarily don't need to be beholden to such things anymore and operate on their own in a place like this. And the fact that she escaped our sight and reach at how powerful we are already. My best guess is she may not have such constraints to be concerned about.
She knows the name my mother gave me.
And we have something to be concerned about.
No one knows that name outside of maybe one level of this stupid abyss. And the monster that we actually talked to the last time was here said he'd keep it to himself. I didn't give him my full name. I only gave him my first.
In which case then he didn't know the name that she just spilled.
My mother died in agony. My father died the same way.
Right. Well, if the lack of fatigue is any indication, we may be in the middle of whatever this place constitutes as mourning. So,
Well, I'm going to reshift, and then we are going to get out of here. We're going to use my nose, and if she can get us out of here to another layer of the abyss, we're going to take it. But I will need Avery's expertise at talking,
Got it.
and Finestra's expertise at reading the undead.
and should we
that's
get
all right.
into a scuffle, a dragon rider and his dragon may also have their uses in aggressive negotiations.
But this is a point where she looks over at Avery. You're going to have to cover your scent. Because you are a big target.
Senseless.
Vampires like changeling blood.
That was a lot less insulting than what I imagined.
Put it in Willy Wonka terms, you are a walking everlasting gobstopper. Everybody wants a taste of you.
It's a Willy Wonka bar that's coming to the place where there's all these kids waiting outside of the store for 16 hours.
Either that or you're the evolving stick of gum, cycling through the meals.
I get it. I'm tasty. Cool.
So we're going to have to mask your scent.
You could just prestidigitate.
Not that simple.
Actually, it is. That's
Yeah.
one of the.
Really? No, they not for full masking. Certain creatures, especially vampires, would probably be able to smell through that kind of masking.
Okay,
Wouldn't
if
they?
you want to give them that power, be my guest. You gave the DM an idea.
They're vampires. They smell blood. They live by blood.
Yeah.
They can smell your blood.
Prestidigitation ain't gonna do much with an open wound. Are any of you actively wounded?
Avery is openly wounded.
Wait, oh, that's right. We didn't heal my hand. Yeah.
Fair and valid point. And now that you reminded me of that, hold on, I gotta roll something.
I am going to cover you in the most repulsive smell I can think of. I have some human cracklins inside of my bag. Which means are you going to smell like something between the smell of pork rinds
Every
and...
high or low.
Avery, high or low? High.
Understood.
I don't like that look.
Shit. Right, I'm going to put you in this bag of pork rinds for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to pour you out of the bag of pork rinds. And just to confuse them,
You want to marinate him in the fried human skin? Yeah, the aroma of more corpses is sure to help.
if he's dead, they won't eat him!
If it goes by interview with the vampire rules.
Blood settles and separates when it's still. I don't think the vampires would like that.
Well, considering it's mixed with orc skins that have been basically fried in some type of oil, so, I mean, whatever. It's their funeral.
If you want to have had that done, sure. Though I will need a specific quantity with that spell and the amount of spell slots you had available. So each use of that spell will have produced 1 vial.
Would you...
And also, sorry, gotta read out the Venestra text.
Yeah, I was trying to
Alright,
find
Joe,
anything to
before the long
that
rest,
out.
could Amira have used the creation spell to make lots of holy water?
Oh, yeah.
Within the
That was an
confines and
obvious
limitations
thing.
of the spell, yeah.
So, Wyatt looks over at Avery. I have an idea. Changeling can change their form, can't they?
Yes.
If it was just before the rest, she may have had maybe an hour.
What's your point?
Well, could you change your form into something else so you wouldn't look like what you are?
So it's going to be a matter of how many spell slots she had access to,
I look
or how much
like
she could have made.
a small human.
I get that.
So you want me to not look like a human? Like, what should I look like?
Visually, you're not obvious, so that's not really a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he smells like it.
If I change my shape, it isn't going to change my smell.
It's not gonna change the smell of your sweat, is it?
No. Changelings ain't that complicated until about level 30.
Halcyon, do you have any of that purple worm smell thing that we had for hunting? By any chance in your bag? By any chance? Any of the musk that we used to hunt the purple worms when we were living in the Underdark? It does not smell pleasant, but it will keep most creatures at bay.
Okay, 2 5th level slots. Okay, yeah. So she can also use higher level slots to cast lower level spells as well if she needs to. If she has access to them. Otherwise, that'll be 2 vials of holy water to use. However, you should choose to do so.
Is there any way we could bathe him like a musk? Or like put a type of musk that they use for like hunting, like deer and thing like that on him? Like if we use the ones we use for
Also,
purple
to
worm?
answer your
Very-
question, Inquisitive Scott, forgive your ignorance, is this game played entirely with your imaginations, or is there a book game that you reference as you talk? Well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, so a lot of the basic rules and things have references in the book, just basically for how it all works. Otherwise, it is entirely a back and forth storytelling game wherein certain actions that the party chooses to take, I may ask for, within the confines of the rule, a dice roll to see the result of that action, and that may have benefits or consequences depending on the number on that roll. Not to mention there are also things like combat encounters and mechanics that are entirely attached to that as well. Consequences of such things can mean grievous injury or even death of some of these characters, in which case new ones may have to be
Got a
made,
hole in my
and
hand.
so on. Yeah.
Joe, I have a question. If we covered him in what they use to hunt purple worms, like that purple worm musk, if we put it on him, can we kind of keep this smell different? Because it's in a really noxious smell,
I still
like a
don't
really
see what
heavy
the problem with
noxious smell.
prestidigitation is.
So, do you want to mask his smell, or do you want to coat him with an overwhelming aroma?
Coating him with an overwhelming aroma would make things stay away to some degree.
It would also likely make Avery, who has a very low constitution, vomit.
This is a discussion
Why we
between
ha-
you two as characters, given
This is
this
why we have a
information.
vomit bucket. It's up to you, Avery, but
It's definitely
we'll
not up to
end up
me if you guys
getting-
want to cover each other with giant insect bait. So,
how strong are vampire noses?
roll a religion check. As
Does she ask this in character?
How strong are vampire noses? 16 plus.
Alright, so that's a total of 21 because I have plus 10 in
Plus
religion.
3. A 19.
21, 18.
19.
Depends on the subspecies, and it also very much depends on the, for lack of a better way to put it, age of the vampire, and thereby rank. Some of them have very sensitive noses. Some of them,
We
well,
have
their
a,
bodies, including their noses, are as corpse-like as the rest of them, given the time that they've been alive. It depends.
assuming the most sensitive nose, what would we need to do?
I mean, with something as pungent as that, some things may be repulsed by it. Some things may be intrigued by it. It's a risk that you'd have to weigh.
I feel like the risk of having tasty blood is slightly less risky somehow.
Also, time to apply to V's weapons. Pungent is the word you want, Megan. Can V or Amira have advantage from their undead monster hunting? On information about vampires, given your backstory, I'd say yeah, you can roll with advantage for that religion check.
Yeah! There we go.
Which, for context, Inquisitive Scott, the suggestion of advantage or disadvantage means you roll twice and take the higher or lower result given advantage or disadvantage on a roll. Natural fucking 20.
Ow.
All right, and as a house
First
rule in
one
this game,
of
of
the night.
course, crit skill checks are a thing. So,
Our skill check for the night.
you are very familiar with hunting vampires in particular. They are, depending on location, a very plentiful problem, or in some cases, while not plentiful, a very complex problem, as they are well, a very cunning form of intelligent undead. Their minds don't really rot like zombies or other reanimates do, as their route to undeath isn't quite so simple as just reanimation. That said, even just given the context clues for what you've entered into, even just looking at the book that everybody used to kind of traverse between the layers of the abyss, this is a layer of the abyss filled with vampires. And the fact that you're not seeing just a bunch of grunts dropping like flies, and that you've otherwise been left alone, says not only are these intelligent undead, but they are wise, which means
Curiosity.
they might be curious and therefore might have the luxury of curiosity. Power might very much be in the equation for many of them here. So an intrigued and very potent awareness of what is going on around them is more than likely. As far as sensitive noses and repulsion from a scent like this, it may entice some to keep their distance, but intrigue them all the more so because of it. So, in all likelihood, it may clear your path, but you're going to have more curiosity directed toward the group. So, one benefit and one dark lining on that beneficial cloud. So welcome in, Ember.
What does Venestra say? Piper is here, but we're waiting for
What have I missed?
Smell of blood in the manor already?
Let somebody catch you up.
There's
Somebody catch you up.
blood seems to be just an active decoration on the floors. It's just kind of one of the passive aromas of the environment. Not to mention, at the very least, well, Avery does have an exposed wound, so if there is an aroma of living blood compared to the rest, that has already been present now for several hours. Now, if everybody would like to catch the Amber up on what she's missed in the last, probably about hour. Oh, less than an hour, actually. Half an hour.
Go question.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point, Venestra. There would already be a smell of blood in the manor already that would help mask.
Phantom baby cries. I hate it. I hate it so fucking much.
Okay, so question, Joe. Can Violet was given back her finger of bleeding last.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have the creepy finger that talks and bleeds.
It is a magical source of blood. That's another option. You guys have many potential tools to
I have trade
manipulate
items
this
if I need to.
environment. But
I still have no idea what's happened.
go ahead and recap.
Nothing's
Amber
really
over what
happened.
she's
We're just
missed.
trying to decide. We're trying to decide how we're going to mask Avery's scent because Avery is snack.
Yeah, everybody's debating how to progress for the manor without
Technically,
having
Piper,
yet
considering
begun
she's
moving.
different, also might be snack.
I'm not bleeding.
Yes, but you're not bleeding. But Avery is.
Hold on. Gotta figure out which ones are my clerical spells and which ones are my druidic spells.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but
In
Remember,
character,
he would-
Venestra says,
Not joke
trying to
moment
hide
in my brain,
Avery's
dickhead
scent
moment in
by
my
using-
brain.
I'll try again. Venestra says in character, trying to hide Avery's scent by using something not from here is pointless, and would make it stand out. The vampires here aren't just mere beasts. Besides, the scent of blood already lingers in the air.
what about hag blood?
Why are all my healing spells fucking clerical?
Because everything's clerical that you've been using because you wanted higher level spells.
I may be biased in this, I say as Avery. I may be biased in this, but I kind of like Venestra's idea of not masking it and just letting the natural since
I know,
here.
but I'm trying to think of also how to move throughout the space and trade with people as well. As she pulls out the ever-bleeding finger in a jar.
Hold on. I could use Healing Spirit. That's the only druid healing spell I got.
Well, then you're gonna have to do it.
Yep, hold on. I'm gonna cast at what level is this? 5th level. Healing Spirit. It will, and I will put it on top of Avery. So the spirit can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus my spell casting modifier. So how many hit points? 4d6 plus 7. So let me roll that. You got 22 HP.
Now his hand should be healed by now, Joe, right?
I didn't have any lost HP, but
It's
this
just
helps
healing of
with
the hand.
Yeah.
It's literally just to heal the blood.
Alright.
Anyway, baby just woke up. I am
Off again.
bring her in here because she was having a hard time going to sleep.
So, Avery, I'm gonna say that you get inside the backpack or on the back of my
It's an invasive thought.
Back.
Most of the time it's a joke. That was just fucked up. I apologize.
Vanestra, if you will sit behind him and Halcyon sit in the front, so that way everyone can kind of take a ride. The Dragon Rider has a dragon to ride, so we're good.
I'm on your back?
Yes.
Okay.
She was dead asleep when I walked in the room. Okay.
Phantom
hearing
Baby
shit.
cries. Yep.
I fucking hate it. But that's the toddler.
At the same time, given where you guys are, that just sounds like a perfect line for Piper to say. She was dead asleep when I walked in the room. I'm hearing shit. I hate it.
At this
Madness
point,
is taking hold.
Piper is also riding, probably behind Vanestra, if that's okay with Vanestra.
Piper can also transform into a mount with Druidcraft should she choose to do so.
Should she choose to do so? Hasn't chosen to do so in quite some time.
This,
Oh, I
somebody
think she was
wants to
going to
say
be a
goodnight.
bat. Good
Somebody
night.
wants to say goodnight.
Go to
Good night,
bed.
Ren.
Good night. Go to bed.
No.
Excuse me. Oh. Yeah, excuse me.
I have a question. Is
Yes.
wait. Which character is it Violet that I'm writing on the back of?
Yes.
Okay.
Violet's giant dog.
Right. So in my mind I was still doing the backpack thing. But
Yeah.
no. It's just a writing.
Well, you said you didn't want to do the
Halcyon
backpack
would
this
be
time.
riding on Violet, so it's an option.
It would eliminate the amount of backs that are literally on me, because considering where he's placed, he's like right around the shoulder area, and it would be easier for me to carry everyone.
I eventually want my own special bag, but this does for now.
Okay. Alright, so... Zenon, are you ready? Because we're going to try to find the honeysuckle-smelling lady in the middle of all this bull.
Wait, don't I also have a bleeding stone?
I also have a bleeding finger, so
Many
we
of you
have
guys
a lot
have
of
items that just for no fucking reason just bleed.
Actually,
Lead the way.
I got that as a part of healing, taking the corruption out of the godhead of Astret.
Mm-hmm.
That was the
Mhm.
byproduct, so I kept the byproduct.
I know. It's that we have lots of things to trade. So the whole thing is that finding a vampire who will trade with us would be great.
Let me get some ambient sounds going as well. Real quick.
So we're going to try to find the woman who really wanted to either A, kill me, or B, knew my name. Because I don't really care, but we're going to find her because she might have killed my mother. So I'm a little bit on Dogfight 101.
Well, if she is the one who killed your mother, we shall destroy her with impunity.
Or at least figure out what my uncle gave her and give her something better. Especially leave my family alone.
I mean, pulls out the jar with that's full of blood.
I
There's a
also pull out,
bleeding going in here.
I pull out the hag's finger that's going wiggle, 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 wiggle. Still bleeding. It's a blood hag's finger, so it will bleed for eternity.
Well, first of all, if that vampire is the one that made a deal with her uncle, she will die if we don't take care of it, and then we won't make it to where we need to go without our guide. I just points to B.
I get that, but I need to figure out what she traded him for my family.
That one ought to work.
I want to know what he promised her.
That'll work just fine, actually.
That's the
Loop.
issue.
What do I need to roll to successfully climb on top of V?
You don't
She's like
necessarily
laying
need
flat.
to roll.
She's laying flat.
She's literally like, get
As
off
long as
my
both
back.
characters are fine with it, you can just climb.
She's literally just sitting there going, get on my fucking back.
I just need to know, like, if he could even, like, pull himself up onto.
V? Oh yeah. Avery can probably pull himself up.
Any piggyback ride can be accomplished with the right assist.
Halcyon, can we go, please?
Just determining if I need an assist or not is all.
Yeah.
Halcyon
and
is
of
going to
course,
probably pull you behind
quote from
him.
Venestra, and how does this help us with aiding the Fae and getting our job done? Fair enough, let's
Harry,
get this over with.
Answer that.
He's very tall.
I forgot to answer. Sorry. I
No.
have to read that out loud.
I
I've
think V
answered
is
it.
nearly as tall as, or Violet is nearly as tall as Venestra. Like, as far as, like, in full dog form, she's almost as... You know,
Look,
she
look,
told, you
give
told
her-
me Violet's almost 20 feet
Plot
big.
twist, the V's in their names stand for verticality.
Sure. Violet in actuality is 5'2". In doggo form, she's 4 times her size. 20
Love
feet
how I
tall.
can't state a definitive height.
And so, we're just gonna... I think
Within a
Violet's gonna
ballpark
take
of
everybody
a
out of the room.
range of like, foot. 3 feet.
I think
overall, technically.
that she looks over at Venestra. She said she would get us out of here. And I can negotiate with something that's going to help us. And if I can't negotiate with anything else, I'd like to find something along the way at least. So we're gonna exit the room because I know you gave us a map.
Not exactly.
Great.
That was never a resource that was granted.
Okay.
I have the blood map.
Wait.
Do you try to use it?
If she's a vampire, she has my blood in her veins if she's eaten any of my family.
I open to the layer we're at.
V pulls out her own vial of blood and just hands it over
As
to...
you open the pages of the blood map, you see as every drop of blood you've ever set on the pages, it's just barely stuck to the very edges, as no maps have made themselves shown. In a realm filled with vampires, an item that operates off of blood to navigate might be a little difficult to use.
Blood vial. Just kind of blood vial of Violet. Yeah.
The blood dashes onto the page, soaks into it as the whole page turns red, and again collects at the edges.
Very strange.
At least you guys didn't go to the elemental plane of blood. That would have been so much worse.
We've been there.
Its effects on that book.
No, we went to the rust layer.
You guys went to the domain of the goddess of blood. It's a little different from the quasi-elemental plane of blood.
So, Violet exits the room sniffing for the honeysuckle smell that she had smelled before.
I need to be right back. I need to feed the kitty cat.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
Here's the kitty. Do you have any items of this vampiress?
No.
The Violet or Venestra?
She shakes her head as she's smelling the air for the woman, considering they need to leave the room. They need to
Roll
leave.
a
There's somebody to
perception
come
check with disadvantage. This will be based off of distance.
here. It's an 18. Disadvantage?
18 total?
18 plus 3 for perception.
Okay. Sniffing the air. It's the faintest trail, as if it almost already smells days old. It is. As you are all slowly wandering out into the hall, you catch the aroma drawing you in, at least immediate to yourselves, a westward direction. That is not to say that there's actually any sense of nautical direction at the moment, aside from just basically using yourselves as a compass.
If somebody has a compass on them.
Violet has a compass. Violet has a lot of things.
Well, pulling out and referencing that compass relative to where the pull of that smell is strongest, despite how faint it is just barely southwestward of your location.
Is there something older that Violet can smell? Something older.
That's the only aroma that you can really cling to out of one that you've taken time to identify and sift through.
It'd be something in the air that smells older. Just something much smells older than her.
Older than that? Everything in here smells incredibly old. Many things smell older. Some things smell younger. Her aroma, again, with that of dried honeysuckle, is itself a very old aroma. Excuse me.
Shane, if you had an item of hers, I could help find her.
Okay, person.
If they had my blood in their system as a vampire, would that mean that they would have a piece of me in their possession?
It's certainly a theory.
Hunter sense. If you have learned to open your mind to the divine knowledge the hunt grants, if you're holding or touching a physical remnant of a creature, i.e. blood, flesh, clothing, hair, you can use your channel divinity to glean information about the creature. You can learn two things from the options listed. The creature's direction in relation to you, the creature's distance in relation to you. If the challenge rating or class level is either higher, lower, or equal to yours, but not the actual number.
The only thing left from V's original outfit that was still on her as a dog form is her belt.
Challenge rating for all of you at the moment would be 20. That said, yeah, you weren't able to collect anything from that vampiress, as she was very deliberate in kind of keeping her distance. That said, yeah, you do have your belt.
Violet looks up at Halcyon and says, "Oh yeah, thanks to him, you should give her the belt and the bag. It's from the town."
You can certainly give that a shot. Once
The
that
town
BRB
died.
ends.
So Violet's gonna follow the smell of the honeysuckle very carefully down these hallways.
Okay. Is each of... Okay. Well, then I suppose... What pace are all of you going at? Do you want to... Are you
We're not
doing this at
gonna
a
race.
sprint? Are you doing this casually?
gonna do
Or are
it-
you trying to be quiet and stealthy?
We're
And avoid
trying
notice?
to be stealthy.
Sneaky
Stealth is
sneak.
sneak a sneak, not get bite.
Everybody, roll me a stealth check.
Oh, great! Oh my god. Violet's first initial 20 of the night.
Wait, do I have to roll a stealth check even though I'm not really moving? I'm just writing.
Well, stealth is all about avoiding notice. So this could also just basically be summed up as how quiet you were trying to keep, how much you were trying to blend in with those that are helping move you.
And I just remembered why I don't like digital dice. That's an
That is a
11 total.
of 14.
14, 11. What from Violet again?
Violet at a 23.
23.
Natural 20.
Okay. 14,
no,
11,
hold on.
natural
Use your
20.
stealth alone.
15 from Neseo.
26, natural 20.
26. Okay.
Are we in dim light or darkness?
We're in darkness, mother.
Not
Okay.
darkness right now. These halls are well lit.
Oh, we're well lit? Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
Crimson colored light.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Okay, stuff.
Violet really hungry, smelling all this blood around her.
Oof. That's not good.
What did you roll?
It's a 6 for me,
Holy shit.
6
and
total.
15 for Rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Natural
6
6
total.
or 6 total. Okay.
Dice was a 3.
It was a 3. Okay.
Sweet Jesus. Sweet
So
friends.
Violet's natural 20 counted for 2 successes, which means it made up for your fumble and failure.
It's so
I will need a
bad.
stealth
Thank
check
you.
from Amira and Minestra as well.
Is Vanessa there back? Is she back? Is
I
she like
wish there I
is
was
she
gonna
like
be
Voldemort? Is she back?
screwing this up,
She's back.
because I only get a +1 to stealth.
Okay. 27 and 21 for V and Minister, respectively. All right. Okay. So, Xanon, you can't help but feel a little bit on edge in an environment like this. You feel your heart beating in your chest. It's starting to overwhelm your senses, your ears a little bit. You haven't really felt this anxious in a while. You're unsure why this environment specifically is resulting in that much with you. You even feel the slightest urge to almost hyperventilate, but the sheer stoicism displayed by the rest of your companions manage to keep your mood stable. As you all continue forward, silent and hopefully as unnoticed as you can be. The DC was 12.
Thank you.
Poor Piper.
So how far do I make it to finding this woman? As far as a sneak?
You all continue down the halls, mostly unbothered. For the better part of an hour. Halls twist, they wind, they descend, they ascend. They're twisting in almost organic fashion that betrays the hard, angular, Gothic lines of the design in this place. Almost like moving through the branches of a tree or the veins in a body.
I have a question. Are the hallways getting more multitude? Like
There are
what,
splits and
a lot more
splinters.
connections?
There are splits and splinters, different connections, different hallways, wider
Is the-
rooms in some cases, places that look almost like ballrooms.
Places that are
that-
wider.
Yeah, places that are wider and
Wide.
more open in cases. With that stealth check as well, you do find yourselves on occasion diving into nooks, alcoves, even smaller closets, on occasion keeping a decent eye out as the occasional gargoyle passes by, or as those torches go from that vibrant crimson red back down to dim and dark as something is making its way in your direction from a hall ahead of you or next to you. Just avoiding notice. Many of these things that pass by seem formless for the most part. Some of them, however, do have physicality, smaller, lesser creatures or servants, many of which still mimicking this almost gargoyle-like physique. And as I'm going to roll a percentile as you all are walking by, again with that really good stealth check, you may go unnoticed by this depending on where the percentile lands. Okay. High or low, this will determine whether its perception had advantage, disadvantage, or just a single flat roll.
Low.
High.
Okay. One low, one high, two high.
What'd you get, Rick? Low or high?
For what?
Actually, I think it's
For
too low,
if this
too
thing
high.
sees us.
For if whatever may be approaching now sees you.
Oh, do I roll for lower?
Yes, I usually roll
If you
for it,
want
and then I
to.
Some
make that
people like to
decision.
roll, some people just like to call it. This is basically you calling for whatever the result of the percentile that I've already rolled
Hi.
leans for in your advantage or disadvantage. High.
So
Three
So
for
3
high,
highs,
two for
1
low.
low.
3 high, 2 low.
Wait, Vanessa did low?
Yeah.
Mhm.
59.
Oh.
Mine was 60, so
So high. Majority wins. The halls go dark as you all quickly shuffle yourselves into what looks to be honestly just a disjointed, nonsensical, and misplaced wardrobe amongst these halls. Passing by, floating just maybe 2 inches off the ground, and moving his legs like an ice skater. This deep, cerulean blue, well-built, well-muscled man wearing deep robes of the same color as his skin. No, not robes. Wings wrapped around his body.
wow.
The slightest trail of necrotic ichor drips from his mouth, leaving a trail of rot in the wood behind him. That his blood seeps in to fill the hole, repairs itself as he passes by.
Okay.
Promptly dropping your hearts from your throats back down into your chests, you continue moving toward this scent, this aroma. So, the pungent smell of rotting garlic fails to escape your nose from the narrowly avoided encounter with that particular individual. And it was obvious enough for each of you.
Is the smell getting stronger? Just slightly.
It's getting slightly weaker and more distant.
Well,
As
we're going
far,
closer to it.
as far as the honeysuckle aroma, though,
That's what I'm saying.
stronger occasionally and then weaker in others, as if your target is actively moving, which may indeed be possible. But you do feel confident you are still moving in the correct direction. As the journey continues, I would like everybody to make me a perception check.
Perception check.
All my dice are missing, so
It's 18.
18,
19 plus 3.
27.
22, 27.
Mine was 15 plus 3.
Perception checks, Venestra.
But you know, I was very impressed by this creepy guy.
Natural 20.
Again?
Yes!
34.
Open that stealth.
Damn!
I got a 19 though. We're not
Yeah.
going to sneeze it.
So 27 for me and Ravik.
Okay, all of you solid rolls. Solid rolls. You didn't roll low enough for this to literally bite you in the ass.
Oh boy.
Still keeping your stealthy approach and keeping a keen eye on the environment around you. While the aroma does pull you in a direction for all very close to you, you all are observant enough to actually move the next hall over as you watch that hallway twist and undulate. The entirety of its length snapping shut as in that brief instant before it closes, you see just a line of leech-like teeth down its distance. As then the large worm-like creature slides down the cavernous tunnel in its wake, which blood fills as it trails and builds an actual hallway behind it.
Ew.
So she's going to keep moving, following the smell.
Yeah. You guys avoid the corridor mimic,
Hey.
which I should specify, vampiric corridor mimic. It comes with some extra bullshit.
Great.
Ah.
Death. It's down there. Death.
What kind?
The spicy kind.
About certain death.
I'm gonna roll to see if the mansion changes around you.
Hold on.
It's about as fickle and untrustworthy as the moving staircase in Hogwarts.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Never do. I was so close. You're gonna follow the
Ooh.
crazy lady.
Okay, what does
Please,
that
you're gonna
mean?
follow the crazy lady.
Okay, fun. This okay.
Sure.
Interesting little twist on that puzzle. Okay. As each of you make your way to the end of the hall, for the briefest moment, the crimson lights and the torches all around you, of which closer inspection does reveal the actual torch staffs themselves are not wood, but they are bone. They briefly flash orange. Normal firelight for the briefest half second. And the hallway before you ends. You look to your left, and as you do so, your perspective holds still, remains, stretches as the hallway itself widens and twists into a rounded room with similar decor. The light turns back to crimson, and you all have to adjust for a moment to a trick in your eyes. And as 3 doors form before you.
Not this thing. I hate this stupid story thing. I played the labyrinth. I watched the labyrinth. This is not a fun thing that has happened to us at this moment.
And you hear another playful voice. There are 3 doors, and each door is a way to die. The first door is fire, lava, and acid in a wondrous, twisted cocktail. Second door has lions that haven't eaten in 5 years. And the third, a 1,000-foot drop into a pit of bloodthirsty vampiric alligators. Which door will you all likely survive? As a
The lions one.
Fair
The
enough.
lion one, because the lions would all be dead.
Fire.
The lion one, because the lions would all be dead if they were starved for 5 years.
Yes, but this is a place with magic. So there may be undead lions that are still alive.
Speaking of which, Joe, I did ask
Also
her.
mass
I
surgeons and lions
messaged
to
you.
eat themselves.
Also, we have a gold dragon in residence, which means fire.
Okay.
Fire.
You got a question about the flow form?
Yes, let me type it out.
I also have lightning breath. If that helps.
If it weren't obvious, this thing is very, very much obviously toying with you, as it gave you an easy riddle and an easy situation with which to escape it. But we'll see what happens.
I've walked through fire, so I'm not a big thing about fire. Walked through lava, so I'm not a thing about lava. So
Well, there's also acid and love.
they didn't say acid considered the lava.
Yeah, they did said acid.
Did you
Yeah.
say
Fire,
acid?
lava, acid.
Yes.
Joe, I'm trying to ask you because it
Lava
cut out.
and acid. Yes.
Lava and acid.
In a brilliant
constant-
mixed cocktail.
It's not going to
Somehow.
do anything to me.
If Piper is essentially... Doesn't quite work like that, unfortunately.
I had to ask. it was a question.
I mean, it's a valid question. Okay, so which door are you all stepping through?
We step through whichever one B steps through.
What were the options?
It didn't tell us how many lions there were.
Didn't say anything about how many. Now, again, the 3 options are...
All at once or one at a time? Because if it's all at once, I could just suggest the lions eat each other.
That's right.
First door
Lines
has
all
fire,
82.
acid, and lava. Second door has lions that haven't eaten in 5 years. And third door has a 1,000-foot drop into a pit of vampiric alligators.
The lion door because they either all ate themselves and the last one died.
It died.
Yeah. Let's go lion. Besides,
This line
I
is-
can speak with animals. I have a whole
So
bunch
does
of
Violet.
things.
So can Violet.
So we could probably talk them into working with us.
Or intimidate them into doing what I want them to do.
So you guys are going with the
Considering
lion
that
door.
y'all are like y'all are shifted like a crown around my head at this point, it's kind of scary. Imagine y'all are sitting all up on the top of my
Yeah, roll a dex save for balance. Just
I'm sitting on her back. I'm not dumb.
We're holding on to the fur. Bro, life's got it.
Yes. I have good grip.
Oh
she's
my
got
god, I
apple
can
bottom
see.
jeans and her boots in your fur.
It's fine as long as she's not burning me to death. We're fine.
I am in flood form. I
So,
picked flood form because it's the most discreet form that doesn't end up making me smell like shit.
Are they big enough to fit Violet though?
Yeah, they're large doors.
Violet opens the door with the lions in it and walks through.
Okay. As you open the door, you open these large, towering. Would it be French doors when they're double doored with an archway?
Yeah.
Okay. French doors. As they creak audibly from prolonged disuse, almost scratching and scraping of iron on their hinges. As you all step within, and for many of you, your dark vision beginning to kick in and bathe the room in monochrome light. You see a room that looks less like a lion's cage and more just another stretch of hallway. Felt more to be like a dungeon, chains and shackles all about. Discarded hair, fur, as skeletons. 5 long, desiccated, vampiric Leonin. Shackled to the walls. Their teeth stained with long dried blood.
I'ma pick up them bones.
That means they're not dead.
They're
Possibility.
skeletons.
Doesn't
I'm a-
matter. They're vampiric. They are undead.
So you said you go and pick up them bones.
Never mind. Piper literally, before she touches anything,
This is
Violet
you
says,
officially rescinding your decision?
yes. She goes
Okay.
up, stops, is like, you know what? You are right. Goes right back to Violet.
She looks over at Halcyon. How about you give them a warrior's death? Sun God would be proud.
No. These are not warriors. There's nothing to be proud of here.
Hey, you don't know if they were stuck here unwillingly.
Exactly. We don't. And I would rather not risk draining energies in a place as dangerous as this, unless the threat has made itself obvious.
Violet takes the room in stride, making it a large step. So they can finish the room quickly. Like a large, calculated wolf step.
And as each of you pass through the hall, the more perceptive among you watch as those Leonin skulls just slowly follow you as you pass by.
I'm seeing none of this. I do not have dark vision.
Especially you, Avery, with that open
He can't
wound
see
on
this.
your hand.
He can't see. He can't see it.
And I healed his hand.
Ah,
His
scratch
hand's
that.
still-
Well, they're still following you guys.
Yeah, someone would have to tell me that for me to know that,
Yeah.
because I'm blind.
You don't
He's
have
going
dark
to
vision.
approach the skeletons, maul in hand, to put them to rest.
That's what I wanted somebody to do.
Okay.
Because they're probably weak as fuck.
They're
Roll
weak
to
as
hit.
fuck.
Also, because they are skeletons, they are
might just
vulnerable to
come-
bludgeoning damage.
I'm excited about this. That's why I was looking at Halcyon. Can you just? You are literally light fire. You could basically radiate this. Boom.
I mean, I
Okay.
have at least one vial,
To
at
do
bare
so, I
minimum,
would
one vial
expend
of each
magic,
god
and it
left.
seems like our other draconic friend is keen on doing this without necessarily adding magic to the equation.
Well, when V does it, V just stops and lets her off first.
You gotta do some maths? Alrighty.
Oh, how's everybody's day?
Yeah, I'm just gonna list a simple riddles that I am prepared based on the dice rolls to give some dark fucking twists to.
I have another question about flood form. Hold on. I have to remember which one
Joe-
it actually is. Is it this one?
Joe, Angel and Nicodemus
Damn it, never
headed
mind.
to their next location. Are we gonna do after the break? At least get them to their next location. So that way I can wake up all the Fae. I gotta wake up Kala Walalai.
Hello, wise opposite.
Walalai.
Okay,
he's a
so
guy.
29, 13, 17, natural 20, which makes it a 31. 20 died again, 20 and 16. How many times do you hit?
Look at that cat purring and making the noise against his microphone. So cute.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I'm using this microphone.
It's so cute. He's look at
Okay,
him go. Look
All
at
of
the
those
cat.
hit.
Dad, look at him.
He's tippity tapping it.
Kitty
You gonna purr against it? Oh.
No, you don't eat them. Okay. Going away now.
He purred and then he went. I.
It's mine now. That's a lot of hits.
Yeah, all of them hit, and you crush a lot of old bones. Of which the smallest amount of blood does leak from the bones with each impact. Almost as if the last bit of corrupted ichor drains from these bodies.
And they die, right? They're dead. Yeah.
Seemingly, yes.
Alright, let's Finestra get back on her back and then just keep walking. We gotta get going. We gotta taste the smell before the stupid hallways change.
Okay, as you pass through, the smell grows stronger. The aroma of old honeysuckle. incredibly strong.
God bless you.
He's allergic to his own descriptions.
Zundite.
That honeysuckle just came out of the description. How about you?
Very strong, in fact. As a black cat crosses in front of you, little collar
Kitty!
tied around its neck. The aroma
I'm a
of
grab.
that honeysuckle exuding off of that collar.
I'ma grab Avery before he does it dumb and goes and gets himself killed via Black Kitty.
Violet's
Just
gonna
grab him like,
get
nope.
down near the cat. Right up all of the space. Like animal do.
One animal handling check for me.
Yeah!
And I am holding Avery down.
You
'cause
can't make this! 17
Obviously
plus.
charmed by Kitty Cat.
17 plus.
I mean, that was Brick that said kitty, because...
I know, but I feel like that would be canon for Avery too.
That is a 17 plus 9. Her animal handling is insane.
She is a dog. If you didn't have that good of animal handling, I'd be concerned.
When is
Okay,
it?
17.
26.
Animal handling,
The
wisdom, and not
26.
charisma.
17 plus
The
9.
cat sits down as you are now able to get a better look at it in
explain.
the dark and crimson
In resin.
firelight. Seeing as it has 9 eyes upon its face. And 4 are milked over and blind.
It's lives. Right?
Possibly.
I can speak with animals, so I'm gonna talk to it. Where did you get the collar? It looks pretty. I really like it.
I got it from an old stomach filled with
Old stomach.
rotten apples.
Interesting. Are you hungry?
No. Thirsty. Always thirsty. But never sated.
Easy for blood.
As it speaks, you notice its canines especially are longer than they should be.
I want to give the to the cat, so
You've already got.
I want to
Long
give the
fingers.
rock to the bed, so the cat.
And the
so
more
bad.
observant among you watch as the cat seems to have 5 shadows stretch out from its form.
We're still in the dark area, so I wouldn't see it, right?
I
No,
can
you guys
offer
are past that hall. You guys are... This is well lit.
Back in
use
Warwick.
something that will always sate your thirst. I mean, I have the rest of the hand somewhere else.
I also have the rock, and it would be easier for them to hold a finger than a rock.
Well, I did put a chain on that finger, so I mean, they can put it on the collar and they can suck on it and be sated for the rest of their lives.
I'll go put it on, since you
Well,
are
I'm big dog.
you are a big dog. You have no thumbs. I will take it.
Offer the cat finger.
I'm take the finger and go.
So now are you holding the finger and Avery?
No. Halcyon would have to hand him the little vial. It's like a little jar that they keep the finger in.
Oh, I have I'm gonna look at Halcyon. Hold
Mhm.
Avery down.
And it's connected
little-
to a chain on the other end that's bloodied on one end. Because that's what she used to carry it on. Was it? 'Cause Violet wasn't very smart at one point. I'm sorry. She was the smartest being.
Well, I'm gonna set it up to where the finger is attached to the chain again. Put the chain around the kitty cat's neck. And give it the finger and put the finger in its mouth.
It will always bleed. And sate your hunger. It will never stop bleeding.
The remaining cat's eyes turn crimson. I've decided not to kill you all.
I didn't want that boss battle. That's one boss
Live a
battle.
long life and be happy. It's hard for beasts like us. And she's gonna move through the room if she can.
What do you want for this finger?
I am just looking for the tall vampiress that talked to us earlier.
There are many of those.
She knew my name.
What is your name?
My name is Violet. I don't know my real last name. I never have.
The torches in the hall start to grow dark again.
Yeet.
You all best hide quickly.
I'ma hop back on. Hop back on the
Violet.
the Violet. Thank you.
You're gonna hide wherever there's a thing to hide, Joe, because
Yeah. I want you all to roll a fresh stealth check, since you did make yourselves known to this creature.
that is a natural 20 for stealth. I don't do
2
this well at stealth.
successes.
It is a 26.
Oh no.
16. I don't like when you say "oh no."
You have an advantage die. You can literally use it now.
If you choose to.
If you choose to. You don't want to get that's an option.
I don't wanna die.
It's 20 total for me
Okay.
and 14 for Havoc.
Do I want to use it right now?
Do you wanna die?
No.
We already had somebody roll a roll, and they're close.
What are we hiding from?
We don't know.
But it's more the cat warned us to
The
go
cat
hide.
warned us, which means it's bigger than the cat.
Oh.
The cat was gonna kill us.
Imagine what's coming.
Okay,
what it's
fine.
warning
I'll
us.
use my inspiration.
Imagine it's like the bunny from what is it?
Monty
Monty
Python and the
Python.
Holy
Well, that's
Grail.
not much better. I rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 4. So 4 plus
Mr.
1.
Olga's also got a nat 20, so
Oh, we
to be
survived.
clear, again, natural 20s
I
counts as
take
2
back my
successes.
use of
Their successes have overtaken your failures.
Oh, good. Great.
I
Awesome.
can take back my inspiration.
Can you have his inspiration die back, Joe?
You used
Can
it and it failed.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not a success in your pocket, it's just another roll.
Just another roll.
So it's an opportunity for another success, not a guarantee of it.
So, what do we see as we're hiding?
as you all kind of cramp yourselves into basically the back end of that hall again with the lions, just obscuring yourselves behind the barely cracked door, that pungent aroma of rotted garlic returns to you. As even the cat tries to make itself, well, scarce. That's the word I was looking for. I was thinking slight. No, that's not it.
Well, you know, I don't know how to spell his name. I got inspiration die for Halcyon. I'm gonna use these for everybody's NPCs that are current. No, it's fine. This one, this is for Amira.
The cat does not manage to fully make itself scarce, as this enraptured, large blue figure turns toward the direction of the cat. As it lurches down, a talon, one of the cat's shadows, jumps from the floor and takes the slash for the cat. As the beast feeds and moves on.
Huh.
Light returns to the room as now 5 eyes are milked over. Good. He didn't see you. What do you want in exchange for the finger?
To tell me which way she went. I know what her name was, Joe. You gave me her name, and my brain just
No, I
here
didn't.
the last week. She gave me her name as she left, so I could come find her.
Let me double check that. Actually, yes, I think I might have.
Gave me her
You
name.
did.
And my
I
brain
just don't remember names.
Yes, my brain.
Ah.
Blah.
Babethia, the Lady of Games.
I need to find Babethia.
She didn't drop her title. I just did forget I dropped the title.
So she tells the cat, just tell me which direction she went. Keep the finger.
I don't know. I don't follow her.
You smell like her.
Vestas. It scratches across its neck and rips the collar free.
Oh,
And as
I'm
it
gonna get
snaps,
that for Minestra.
you notice it's less an actual collar, and now as it starts to kind of unravel, it's more a scrap of a billowed cuff on the sleeve of a blouse. Right size for a wrist and right size for a cat's neck.
I'm gonna grab that and give it to Venestra so she can use that to track the lady down.
Thank you. Be safe and hide.
And the torches flicker. If they flicker blue, the rooms are about to change.
Thank you.
You can choose a path to move before it does. So the cat just gave a hint that before the flames flash orange, there is the slightest moment where they flicker blue. And you can choose that moment to go ahead and change your path and avoid the shifting rooms.
Okay, so I have one inspiration for Halcyon, one for Amira, and one for Rabbit. I have a Rabbit channel, please.
Cool.
Can V do a find person now? Or look at person?
Yeah, the other V. Venestra, I give you the blouse piece that belonged to the lady.
Minister, we should invite the cat to come with us out of this place.
Ready? Would you like to come with us?
No. You apples are too fresh.
Ugh.
I'll bring you another finger should I come back through the abyss again.
Or at least this layer.
No need. I'll come find you
Ah,
if I find ink staining your back again, and it dissipates into the shadows.
excuse me, what? Venestra did this. Neat.
Ink staining your back again?
Ink staining your back again, that it said to you, Violet.
I'ma look at Violet's back. I'm on her back. I'ma look at her back.
That means somebody had a price on my head, I think.
No.
Really?
Who
He's
did you
gonna channel
have
divinity.
strapped to your back for a few centuries?
Ink.
Oh. God damn. V's gonna channel divinity to get the lady's distance / direction.
We
Okay.
needs to know where she is. We don't wanna. I don't
Looking
wanna
at
mess
and
this up.
referencing compass. She is now in a almost, based on the twisting halls that you moved through, a directly southward direction on the compass. Steadily moving away, but not moving down any halls. It's almost a straight shot. Unfortunately, the halls are not a straight shot.
Wibbly wobbly, tiny whiny shit.
The walls bleed.
Fuck, I let my phone down.
We could spend forever in here if we don't find a way through.
Gonna roll again. This time I want you guys to call high or low to see if what you find next classifies as at least some regard of a safe haven. Place to collect yourselves.
Hi.
I'ma do hi.
Okay.
Hi. Hi.
Venestra says hi.
So I'm low.
Oh,
Okay.
all high except for one low.
All right. As you all venture through the halls, eventually you come to just a dead end of the hall, except for a small inlet door, which looks to be, as you open it, a rudimentary crank-operated elevator.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
It seems sturdy enough based on its build.
This
Doesn't
is
seem rotted.
not
It's
like
one of the
somebody
few
can't
things
take an
here that doesn't
opportunity to
seem
go
old.
cheat.
Violet steps inside,
Okay.
shifting down.
Violet steps inside. It doesn't creak at your entrance.
Up we go. Violet is going to crank the elevator to go up. With everyone inside.
If everybody follows. As you crank the elevator, starting to go up, an apple drops from the ceiling. And rots. Another apple. And rots.
Huh?
Apple after
I
apple
missed.
dropping from the ceiling of this elevator.
I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up.
Eventually, after about 5 minutes of cranking, the elevator. The opposite side of the wall opens as if another set of doors. And you find a banquet hall. Alight with that same crimson fire, but for the most part, little to no bloodstains on the floor. Closed cloches around, well, let's see, about 8 seats. You all called high, I rolled 73.
Violet walks in. Don't touch anything until I know what everything is.
Isn't that the general rule of thumb for the Abyss? Don't touch it until you know for a fact what it is.
Well, if you want the mimic table to eat you while you're sleeping, then yeah.
Getting now also a better sense of the banquet hall that you've entered, it looks to be this odd, twisted, and confused mixture between a banquet hall and a grand library. The walls themselves, while alight with torches, also run from floor to 18-foot ceiling of bookshelves and books that cover them. Many of which seem to be blood-stained collections of scraps held together by string and twine, some of which old books, many of which seemingly religious tomes, equally as blood-stained, each of which smelling of old and unique death on almost every single one.
I have a question. How exciting is this for Violet? Because I have to know how much, if I'm gonna have to roll for her to not do the, I instantly want to touch everything because I'm freaking purple dragon. You're an amethyst
You
dragon.
are, on a twist on the adage of a kid in a candy store, you're a drug addict in a cocaine store.
I'm gonna pull out my 3-sectioned staff that Blunto gave me forever the fuck ago, the Winter Touch staff, and I'm gonna use it to poke shit.
That was forever ago.
We've had stuff forever ago.
The Winter Touch staff just does additional cold damage, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but they can poke things with it.
Yeah.
It's still
gonna kill us.
It's still a long staff I can hold from a distant go.
It's a long stick.
You also have a staff that's literally made of holy fire that can literally burn the crap out of things and kill things. You have a
No,
side
I just have a regular wooden staff. Wait, a staff of adornment. What's this? What's this?
You can just...
What are these?
You can make a small object hover around it. That's all it does.
Kind of cool. You can still touch things with it.
It's a cosmetic item, basically.
I'd rather the Winter Touch because it was made by Blunto's craftsmanship and it probably is quite durable.
I am going to let you know that Violet gets comfortable and looks over at Halcyon. I want to see all the books on the shelf, and I want to take them all with me. But I don't want to insult what lives here. You can see her just literally getting frustrated.
I'ma poke the table.
You poke the table and you just get a thunk of really, really old pine.
I'm surprised that didn't just cause it all to collapse.
Sturdy
It's
pine,
really
seemingly.
old pine. Okay. I'm a pokey chair.
As it just kind of rebalances and settles on itself.
Just each and every chair in the room. Make sure everything is safe to sit on.
Yeah, investigation check, just to give everything a nice poke over.
Fuck the internet dice. I found dice right here. I'm just gonna say this. Fuck the internet dice. They don't like me. 15 plus 5. Soft 20.
Seems like normal chairs and a normal table.
I'm a poke every place setting.
Alright, I'll be right back. I have to go to the restroom.
Something could eat
I have to
us.
do something.
You poke the closest and
I'll be right back.
Now, for Violet's sake, I'm gonna poke every book.
it's a little big ass room. A lot of books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Is my Ring of Deceiver's Warning, that's still... Come on, that'll still be active.
To indicate any nearby shapeshifters?
Yes. I just remembered it would still be active because of Avery.
Nothing is detected.
Are you gonna tell Piper this, or are you just gonna let her go around poking everything in the room?
I would show you the ring, say, I'm not picking up anything.
One thing, the
Now
only
you
thing that you
tell
do
me.
notice is the doorway into the elevator that you guys took down here just suddenly shifts into a small cabinet.
That's the weirdest form of a dumbwaiter I've ever seen. I'm waiting for Violet to get back, because I was gonna ask Violet, hey, should I use the stick to lift up the cloches in case there's something underneath that could eat us?
How large is this room?
18-foot tall ceilings. There is a long banquet table that can easily sit 8 people, of which there are 8 of you. From where you entered to its longest edge seems to stretch out maybe itself 15 feet, and then from side to side maybe 7, 10 at the most. It's narrow, mildly long. It's not too massive. Big thing is the height of this room. Compared to the general grandiosity of the rest of this place, this seems like, honestly, a meek and mild-mannered dining room pulled from maybe a middle-class peasant's house that had a little extra money to gussy up their dining room for special occasions. Everything in here retains that Gothic aesthetic and that sort of beautiful carved nature, but how unassuming it is otherwise. It's decidedly in stark contrast to the rest of this place.
I'm waiting for Violet to T-pose.
Is my Pearl of Undead Detection detecting anything?
I mean, in the larger radius, abso-fucking-lutely. In the immediate radius at the moment, no.
Okay.
I see green flash. Is she coming back?
Possibly. Maybe.
I want to know if I can pick up the cloches. She's the expert of the abyss. I'm not. I just have a sort of a teleportation system if we need to in an emergency. Pick what up? The cloches that are on the tables. I was going to use my stick, because you know how cloches have a handle on it? You can slide a stick in and go whoop. That way, if something jumps out at you, you're at least a bit of a distance away. But I want to ask Violet if it's a good idea. I see green flashes every so often. So how's everybody's day? There she is, finally.
There she is.
Now I gotta wait for her headphones to get on.
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. Alright, no, bubble.
You- Come on! I need you to lift the clutches.
Go ahead.
So, no shapeshifters in the room.
Oh,
And Piper is going to look at Violet. Should I use my staff to lift the clutches up in case there's something hiding underneath?
Okay.
sorry. What did I miss while I was not paying attention?
Piper was poking everything with a stick to see if anything was a changeling. Then, Xanon remembered. Oh yeah. By the way, there's no shapeshifters in this room other than Avery, and it was just like, are you fucking shitting me? Now you tell me
okay.
after I've poked the entire table.
I misunderstood when you said that because I thought you meant there can be no shapeshifters in this room. I was like, wait, what?
There are none, because he has a detector thingy, but you're the only shapeshifter in the room, so we're good. Now Piper is asking Violet, would it be an okay idea to lift the clutches with the stick instead of going up and grabbing the clutch like an
Do
idiot?
what you must.
I'ma do it.
Hey. Let's
How long
see
would it
here.
Length. Okay, 3 sections.
All right. Lifting each of the cloches. First cloche you lift. A curled up, full skeletal human leg. Etched into the bones, celestial runes.
I can read that.
I'll read that.
Yeah. What you read seems to be, all in all, a funeral rite intent on prevention of being able to be risen as some form of undead.
So this cannot come back to bite us in the ass. Next cloche. What's under cloche number 2?
Another curled up skeletal leg, seemingly the one opposite to this one.
It's a whole body.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start opening every cloche.
Pelvis, spine, rib cage, 2 arms, and finally a skull. What sort of creature is it? Well, go ahead and roll me a nature check, Finestra.
Can I roll a medicine check?
Sure.
Because,
Understanding of biology from 2 different perspectives. We'll see how this goes.
11 plus a 17.
Okay, 28, and then we'll see what Finestra's roll is. 28 and 24. Okay.
I have a question. What color is this to Violet's eyes right now? He's in doggo form.
What color?
I mean, everything that's like from a different world has a different vibe or magic to it.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes changes colors.
There is,
No.
I suppose, a difference in vibration to this separated carcass.
Okay, so 28 and then
28.
24.
Dusk Galadrin. Depending on the lighting, there's a gleam off the bones that seems almost like moonlight. Playful moonlight that by itself does give off an essence of Fae. Its foreign vibration does strictly also scream foreign to Zaria, so the combination of Celestial and Fey doesn't seem to produce what at least you're used to the reaction being in somewhere like Zaria, the volatility.
Should we grab these bones? Maybe resurrect later? I mean, it says can't turn it into undead, doesn't mean you can't resurrect, right?
Violet's nature usually tells her if something is evil or not by the aura it gives off, whether it be bones, items, and that kind of a thing. Is she able to pick up on anything in this? Because it's literally foreign, first of all.
It doesn't seem okay. Yeah. So what creature is it? Like race? The
Galadrin,
Dusk Galadrin.
A distant cousin of mine. Very, very distant.
Violet sees what?
It is there's a mischievous essence to the energy that you can observe. But not negatively so. It's mischievous and playful. The bones themselves of their size are decidedly adult. There is a bit of degradation to them as well, splintering in places that might indicate arthritis.
Age.
Most likely an elder. Wherever they died.
Do they belong to this space?
No, they are foreign to it.
Put it in the bone bag.
I'ma put the bones in the bone bag. Let the doggo stay the doggo. And chillax.
As you remove each set of bones from the cloche, produced as now what's revealed underneath them on the mithril platters, runes of create food and create water as what gets produced very quickly are seemingly rough, magically produced sea biscuits like hardtack and just a chalice of seemingly, at least for the moment, purified water. And while at least it remains on these mithril platters, it seems unaffected, uncorrupted by this place. There doesn't seem to be, as you can see in the air immediately around the cloches, an almost crimson tint the air that's trying to leak in like a poison and just fails to do so.
I want to steal it so bad. But that's rude.
This is a house.
I know. Why do you think I'm just like, I want to take it? But it's
If
rude.
he is the rake, then he may have left us the bones to take back with us. Maybe they earned his respect.
Manor of the Rake has been the name for this place time immemorial, so...
Yeah, but the rake may be the body of the actual flame. V thinks of it as a large thing. She looks over it. I don't think we should touch the books, even though I want to touch them with all of my might. But that seems like there should be someone here sitting and reading, so I don't think we're going to be alone for long.
Yeah, the bones have been absconded.
Yeah, I've already took the bones. I put them in Violet's bone bag to resurrect
bag.
later.
Within the safety of an actual holy place, because if they're evil, they'll just burn up to death.
Yeah, we take them to Capulus Medicus, pull them out. If they were evil before, well, bye-bye bones.
Okay. You collect the bones. Each of these rather basic but still pure meals have been produced on these cloches. What do you all choose to do?
I don't fucking trust that.
He's gonna get her snacks out because she's like, I did a good job. I earned a dog snack. Scooby snack
No.
time. Scooby
Piper's
snack.
just like, I don't trust it.
I actually would trust in here because I think this was actually a place to actually take in people like us.
Fatten us up before they eat us.
That's right.
Avery's kind of cuddling up into
The bag.
Violet's fur
He's
as,
like,
until they're needed.
Do you want
Just kind of.
Do you want some jerky by any chance?
Jerky
Please have
would be
something
nice.
to eat. Well, that's
I
some
still-
of the really expensive jerky they made out of this.
Fucking
that-
Buggy's jerky.
You
hell
guys
yeah.
have already spent a night here. I'm gonna see if any corruption has bled into your foodstuffs.
No, we have a protection around the bag.
Around the bag, you are
Also
now
bag of
exposing it to
holding.
air still.
Yeah, because we're going to eat now.
How are you gonna eat without it?
Alright. As you produce the jerky, dry as it is, it grows flaccid and pliable in your grip.
Ugh.
As a
I'm
slightly
not
slimy
gonna have
texture starts to
back.
cling to its surface.
I'ma throw my coin to the wall. We're eating in here. Fuck that.
We're going inside the tent.
The ballroom is a lot more of a quick go in, eat, and get out. The
Well,
tent is
we can eat in
more
the ballroom,
bedtime.
but the tent we can nap here. I really want to see if we can get a hold of her. I don't want to stop because we do have all of our spells.
Yeah, but we should probably make sure we have food that's not gonna.
Yes, but I may not be
Do
able
that.
to find her in the morning. Is it
How long
evening
have we-
time now, Joe?
No. You guys have been going for a few hours. It is best
Midday.
as you can guess, maybe midday, early afternoon, if best guess. None of you have
Also,
keen
none of
minds,
us
so
are
this,
hurt. You are
I'm not
correct.
going to give an exact answer, but
Yeah, so we're going in the ballroom to eat, and then we're gonna get out of the ballroom.
okay. Entering into the ballroom, entering into this just slightly subliminal space within this dimension, it's clean. There is still just that slight blanket of crimson lighting that still manages to bleed into here.
I'ma shut the door.
In the tent, this doesn't happen, but that's because the tent has more runes.
Shut the door and settle yourselves within the ballroom.
You get food.
Alright, you eat, probably abstaining from the, well, corrupted
Slimy
ration.
jerky. The one slimy piece of jerky that you caused to happen.
Yeah, it went from
200
jerky to
and
urky.
I have 260 frozen banana rations that got turned into jerky at some point. If I remember correctly.
Not
we still
all of
get
them.
those.
We still have 260. Is it pounds? Do you have pounds or 260?
Yes,
jerky?
pounds. She still has the banana gross. I have my 216 rations worth.
Yes, because we
Which
had to pull
each
the rations.
And each
Yeah.
ration was worth 2 rations, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
we're gonna snicky snack on that. I'm letting you know she looks over at Halcyon. I want to read those books so badly. But if we stay, I will miss my chance to get a hold of her. We've lost too many people in Kirin already.
I'm gonna give everybody a ration, which will fill everybody up pretty good for a
Fair
while.
enough.
So instead of 216, I'll have 208. I can find my 208.
Are we gonna cover Nick and Angel next week, Joe, or this week?
That'll be next week. I wanted to give some direct devotion to this atmosphere. See where things will go.
How do I pin? Can I not pin it? Pin? Can I not? How to pin? Pin how to?
You guys take some time to rest. Oddly enough, even in here, that scent of honeysuckle is still potent. Then again, you did bring the collar with you, so that does kind of answer that question. But the proccing of the spell is still nearby. Gets closer for a moment. Then closer. Closer.
We're still inside the ballroom, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't know where we're at. It's hilarious. For like 2 seconds.
Because she finds the door.
And then farther away again.
I don't like this game. I'm tired of playing games. My life has been a game, someone toying with me, and I'm absolutely exhausted. First the hag with ink, and now this woman with whatever knowledge she has. Yeah, are we leaving now the room, guys?
Up to you
Or
guys.
do we just leave the room?
I mean, I eat half of my ration. I'm gonna save the other half for later.
Violet's just gonna get back out there because she's gotta get back out there.
Exactly.
All
Rick,
right.
Rick, go.
Rick's here. He was falling asleep at his chair, so he needed to walk around a bit.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
okay.
So do you eat the ration and then we go?
Yes.
Everybody goes.
Did you guys step
Gonna
back out
follow
of the
this one.
ballroom trying to settle yourselves? And step back
No.
into this library, banquet hall, whatever it so happens to be. Is there anything else you try to take with you, loot, look at?
I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take my ballroom.
Of course. There are the cloches, of course. There are walls full of books.
Have to resist the urge.
I'm also
Violet.
resisting.
I have a question for Violet.
Hmm.
How long is your fur? Is it feasible for this 2 to 3 foot creature to just wrap himself in the fur?
If you wrap both sides, yes.
Cool. That's what he does.
Oh my god, you just put yourself in a baby car seat.
Essentially.
Hmm.
Actually, Violet remembering something that Angel said a long time ago is going to browse the books for a ledger.
Are you gonna say that out loud? So
Uh-huh.
I'ma help.
Very good.
I'ma help look for ledgers.
Give me an investigation check.
Yes, sir. Hurry up.
Natural 20.
Fucking
Yeah.
13 plus 5.
For all its checks on those things.
13 plus 5 equals 18.
It's plus 3 on mine.
So you get a 23. Ah, my favorite number.
Okay. 23 and a natural 20. Peeling through and peeling over the books, there are countless diaries and innumerable other things that just etch at every conceivable temptation you possibly have. Again, that scent of old death, you can only begin to theorize why and how all of these things got collected here, until finally you graze your fingers over again that twisted little old dialect. You just barely heard. That old whistle, that old infernal, that old deep speech, those old darkened tongues that found itself accented by some of the folk that inhabit these halls. Still etched in the same script. The tome, thick. To grab it at its full spine, you have to wrap your whole hand around it, even in your transformed state, and even then, you're barely able to fully grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
That's a big book.
Halcyon, remember the sword I gave you?
Yeah, I'm
Really
gonna
good.
need you to roll me a strength check to pull it from the shelf. This bitch heavy.
Can I help try to like leverage it out with
With
the
a
stick?
Advantage.
with a natural 20.
Do it. Oh, she don't need
Okay.
the advantage.
Wait a minute. How much weight can telekinesis pull?
Not much, 5 pounds.
What?
God damn
My
it. Never
guy.
mind.
My guy, she got a nat 20.
Oh.
It's technically a 24.
You lurch it off of the shelf as it lands with a...
It's a doggo face going.
You found it.
It lands with a heavy
imagine?
thud and almost slips out of your fingers as it drops from your grip. But it's free of the shelf.
You know what? We haven't had Angel around us in a long time, and this place is slightly safe.
Now for the second
So-
book that you found.
Ooh-ah!
As you
Ooh.
find this actually tucked in just behind that ledger.
Ooh.
A small hand-stitched little journal bound in bound in old dark brown leather, which speaks lightly of bison.
I'm just.
Celestial,
Mm.
rudimentarily cut into the cover.
What does it say?
Because we both can read it.
It reads, Book of the Lost and Found.
Ooh. I'ma pull it from the shelf.
She looks over at Halcyon. Remember the sword I told you to carry with you, the big one? The one we made for the Abyss. Apparently, the Angel had made for the Abyss by
Are there any magical books? You may roll an investigation check to go ahead and seek some out.
And then can I roll to look for medical books? Just because might as well while we're here.
Investigation. You all have gone from restraining yourselves to going like, fuck it.
Well, we haven't exploded yet. I think we're fine.
Yeah.
17 plus 5.
Are you gonna look at the Lost and Found book?
We'll start with
I'm
the two
holding on
books
to
that
it for
you
you.
found first. So, which one are you going to peel over first?
I'm gonna. Ooh, but that's gonna cause a big rift in this hole.
Maybe let's wait to do whatever it is you're thinking of doing if we're ripping holes. Here's the Lost and Found
if
book.
I want to carry this ledger with me, where would I put it?
There's a few extra dimensional spaces you could potentially store it in, or you could carry it on your person. That's up to you.
A bag of endless paper.
No.
Oh, the dragon would be very happy to guard it. But okay.
If the Kraken will guard it. You'll have to talk to it, because I don't talk to that dragon.
I know, I was planning on jumping in.
Okay, then you talk to it. See if it'll guard
Just
it for
open
us.
the book and jump in the book. Or open the book and jump in the book. Open the bag, jump in the bag. God
Right.
fucking damn.
You open the bag of infinite paper and dive in.
His name's Chronicler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually Chronicle, not Chronicler.
Chronicle. Oh yeah, Chronicler is what I started calling him because I had a bad memory.
You'd have to tell him he can't keep it.
Okay, and do you
There's
put the Book of
people's lives at
Names or the
stake.
Book of the Lost and Found in there?
I'm not putting anything in there yet.
Ah.
I'm jumping in to talk to the dragon.
Okay, you drop in,
Viola won't put the book until.
and already, even some of the paper recoils from the opening in the pouch. Sensing and feeling the corrupted nature of the world outside that the interior is now slowly being exposed to.
We have a
What
paper box.
have you let into my domain?
It's
Where have you found yourself?
Well, don't worry, I'll close the bag here in a second. It'll be fine.
Is slowly again materializing out of the page is a draconic figure made of that paper. The longer you hesitate, the more likely I am to eject you from this place. I will answer that question with those dice rolls in a moment.
Well, real quick, I would like to ask a favor. I will owe you one, whatever it is you would want. It could be an IOU or something I could give you now. It doesn't matter. There is a book we need to have protected.
Be blunt, I'm losing patience rapidly.
We have a ledger that we need to hold on to. We need it to stay safe.
What kind?
Demonic.
The sea of paper grows, barely forming a pair of oversized eye slits as they narrow in your direction. Seal it in copper before daring to drop it in here.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna climb my ass out.
For the first time, you get a couple of paper cuts on your way out.
I deserve that. She just sends down the bag. And I'm gonna, as soon as I jump out, I'm shutting that bag. Like, he's not happy.
That's what I told you. I don't think we should put it in there. I think we should put it in a copper box and carry it with us.
Well, it'll protect it if we put it in a copper box.
Yes, we could also put it in one of the pieces of amber around my neck. They can't touch me.
Now, on Venestra and Amira's pursuit of magical tomes,
My name is Fred.
with a 24 and 14, each of you starting to peel over the shelves, look for anything indicative of magical aura or magical runes, anything emanating clear, apparent, and abrasive magical power. You, with the 24, mainly Venestra yourself, not so much Amira, finally stumble on what appears to be a book stitched, cobbled, and woven together, though covered in long, decayed protective runes. Peeling over the pages, it's full of magical theory, incomplete spellcraft, and absolutely radiating potential ideas, mostly around enchantment.
Oh, Mira's bread and butter. That's good.
As far as the specific nature of the book, it may require more dedicated study in a safer environment. But for now, you can put down weathered scrapbook of enchantments.
Can I look for something?
And then what was, let's see, was anybody else looking for books in here?
I was looking for medical books and I rolled a 22.
Right.
Violet would like to also look for one more thing.
Okay. First, we'll go to
And
medical
the baby
books.
is definitely awake now.
Go get the baby.
Gotta go get the baby.
Okay, we'll get to the medical books in a minute. Violet's looking for, hold on.
She wants to look for the name of her home, her father's name, and her mother's name. She doesn't know what her father's name is.
Okay, that's gonna require a far more intense type of search. In particular, also looking for any other keywords that might lead you to that answer amongst the hundreds of tomes in here. So this will be an investigation roll, flat, without advantage, and crits will not apply. This will be based off of your total value.
Okay, thank you for being kind. Natural 20 with her 20 for her investigation 23.
23.
That's all she's got. Because we still haven't adjusted her sheet.
Mm-hmm. Peeling over tome after tome, looking for any reference to Zaria, any reference to the frozen island of Gidreen, peeling and poring over. You, with that roll, don't find any mention of anything that familiar.
What if that's her name? Evergreen trees.
You find a few errant books of evergreen trees, evergreen forests, evergreen recipes for the aspiring druid cook,
That sounds like a nice
along
thing
with
for me
a
to-
book that emanates vibrations from a very different world, evergreen recipes for the aspiring stoner.
Elsie and I can't find anything.
And you find things from different worlds, nothing that etches area, House of the Evergreens, the Evergreen House, and that
Well,
one
that's
is a
not her-
book of...
That's not her father's name. It's
Right,
not.
I know.
She
And that's-
doesn't know where her mother came from either, so that's half the issue.
And so
Her
that
mother didn't give
one
me
lays out a book of botanicals, and it turns into a spiral trying to find books that lay into the specifics of that common term until something that smells familiar. Baked bread. And a small little pocketbook on a 10th shelf, tucked between larger tomes. You pull it free.
Is it covered in blood too?
It is. It is also locked. There is a lock mechanism over the strap on the little booklet. You didn't roll high enough to find anything else. The familiar aroma, though. Again, it smells like freshly baked bread, but not from anywhere you took a vacation to. It smells... It has that aroma of the first time you ever went into a bakery as a child.
The question I have is, could I ask Piper for help considering what she can see?
I guess after he describes to me what medical books I find
There you go.
with the 22.
As far as medical books, you find a lot of different tomes on basically veterinary anatomy. A lot of things for animals and animalia. Some, oddly enough, on bizarre animalia, including fae, including some monstrosities. Most of these are like leftover, mostly burnt, shredded, or torn scraps of like what's left of these diagrams. So it's going to
Remember,
take
we
time
can't
to
repair.
piece this together.
We built a second repair. We built a second gauntlet of repairing.
I'm gonna put those to the side. We'll keep those. Those will be very, very necessary. I live in the
Remember-
Feywild.
Everything goes in the copper coffin.
Okay, well, I'm putting in the copper coffin.
And the very last anatomy book that you find is not necessarily medical in its nature, but it may be useful in terms of identifying points on the body. Regardless, the title is Painting the Sensual Anatomy of Gnomes.
Nicodemus will love this one.
Of which you see a long, faded, and weathered, like rudimentary and rough painting of what looks to be a mountain gnome on the cover, where its cheeks are definitely drawn to be exaggeratedly rosy, given the context.
Again, he's gonna enjoy that.
Also, its mushroom cap may be questionable, but either way.
I shall help Violet find her thing. That's if this thing stays on the damn book.
So
Oh
she
my
would know,
god!
She would know her uncle's name, but she doesn't know her dad's name.
The heck?
And I don't remember because I know that you have the notes for her uncle, and I don't.
17 plus 5.
17
if
plus
you gave me her
5.
name or not.
Do you want to try to...
She gives her uncle's name. I don't have it. You have it because I know that when we went over, I gave it to you. I left you with making a lot of the names for the male characters in that situation.
Yeah. Some people in your family had a tendency to lean into color conventions for first names. Not just yourself. Sometimes it was indicative of flowers and things. Sometimes it was just because, at least based on the stories that you heard in your early life, the first color that the kid would gravitate towards, sometimes naming the child would be delayed. Sometimes it was a color that was so obvious that it was just the right answer. And you can't help but be reminded of your Uncle Cerulean.
Yes, right. Mr. Cerulean.
So, since I can read every language, do I find his name somewhere amongst the book?
And because I'm here with her, trying to help her, would it give her advantage?
You would.
Okay.
Now, this was your uncle on your
Yes.
father's side. You didn't really have...
I don't know who my family is on the other
Yeah,
side.
you didn't have
19
an
plus
indication
5.
of his surname. 19
No,
plus
No,
5.
of my mother's side, I didn't have any indication. I don't know any of my grandparents. Don't know any of.
Looking for the name Cerulean specifically in anything authored or anything like that. It helps when going with Violet to try and find any vibration that's indicative or reminiscent or familiar to Zaria to help narrow it down. Your total roll was
19 plus 5?
24. Okay. You find almost an not really even a book as much as it seems almost like an old Crier's newspaper article. It's It's paper bound, just barely preserved. And it says, a case for the curative magics of merfolk.
Curative cases of merfolk.
By Cerulean Soulfrost.
Father Shred's last name.
The handwriting is impeccably his.
Oh. We're on the trail, laddies.
My father had eyes that were like forest, and my mother had eyes like the sea, and I had eyes like flowers. And it was hard growing up without.
The booklet is faded enough that it's hard to really decipher what is in the pages, but it is worth restoring later. It has taken a significant beating.
Pop a box.
Everything's going.
That said, there are blood splotches on the pages. They are blue in color, though, usually indicative of aquatically inclined folk.
I'm gonna scrape some of it off, get it in a little vial, and
Hydrated.
hold on to it for later because we can't put it on the blood map yet.
We can't. It's acting weird.
It's acting weird.
Violet takes that book that smells like bread and puts it in its own sealed silver box with copper lining. With those pages. And then the big book, she takes the one that Angel gave her, that's the protective one, and sticks it inside, and then puts it in the coffin of things. How's the
And I'm just. Alright, so we putting this in the bag? With the dragon?
And goes inside of the bag. No. He's not protecting that. We're not going to make him work hard enough to protect that. We're going to put it in something much more protected.
How many books have been taken at this point, specifically?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5
6,
at least.
7.
Possibly 8.
Okay. This is
Wow.
specifically completed books,
Okay.
as scraps don't count. You guys have found a lot of
Oh,
scraps.
okay, cool. So that's like
5.
4 books. 4 book.
Violet is going to very specifically pull out 4 books that she was reading, that there are copies from Angel's house, because there are multiple copies at that house. And then just put them in the shelf. One of them's going to be Harry Potter. She's gonna put it in the
She's going to kill you. Angel will kill you. Leave that one.
As you push these books in place, you see the slight bluish flicker start to grow in the torches around the banquet hall.
Run!
We're running. I pick everyone up. We gotta go. We gotta go now. Put all the books away. We gotta go.
The elevator door was
Hold on
replaced
tight.
with a cabinet door, so it's going to be a tight squeeze.
Oh yeah, we're sure. You jump through. I'll wait till I'm through the hole to literally jump through and turn into a big dog.
Okay. I'm gonna need everybody to
Okay.
give me an acrobatics check to squeeze through that tight fucking space, including those riding on doggos, because it's
That's a 19.
it's tight.
Okay.
19.
Acrobatics.
Plus 3.
16 plus 5.
This. Okay.
I can't use my athletics.
Right.
I can't use my athletics.
You know what? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can brute force this shit if you want to try.
Fuck yeah.
roll
Amira would briefly
both
shrink to the
an
size of a
acrobatics
cat.
and an athletics and see which is better.
That's a 39, DM.
39. Okay.
Okay, so I can actually use
All right,
one
yeah.
of
Oh
my.
shit! And
it's-
also, sorry, Vitamira, looking for books on vampire lore and information. Before you guys get out, sorry, I was looking at the wrong fucking Venestra chat. I was
Yeah,
looking at
you
the.
were.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's 13 acrobatics.
Gotcha. Retroactively, go ahead and roll an investigation check to find vampire lore books, Venestra.
And I will also be putting 2 more books in there. One of them is called The Giver, and one of them is called, what is it? We're gonna put Flowers for Algernon. We're gonna put it in there. There you go.
Oh, you're not gonna put the
Wow.
whole inheritance series?
Venestra is on a roll.
Good God damn. All right. Yeah.
Bless you.
Don't stop her now, 'cause she's having a good time, having a good time.
You got it. Roll with.
I just realized I never turned into the
So what
vampire
if-
that I wanted to last episode.
Yeah. What did you want to get? What did she get, DM?
With a natural 20, you find a book titled A Ravenloft Account of the Creatures of the Night by Strad von Zarovich.
What?
Grab that, grab that, grab that.
I want a copy of that when we get back to Angel's house.
Yoink.
Yoink. Okay, so we're going through a cabinet door, yes?
And have
I
Ben
can
make me copies.
once a day.
To be clear, this
If
is why
somebody-
that book exists. Every time somebody manages to leave Barovia, the entire dimension reshifts and reflavors itself. There's definitely a few instances of the way that place worked where Strahd decided to be an author. A psychotic author, but an author.
So, I can once a day give a party member a wild shape with the Finger of Chaos.
Yep.
And since Venestra is 6 foot whatever the fuck, I'm turning her into a mouse. So she can get through the cabinet very
8'2"
easily.
into a fucking field mouse.
Yes. You still have all your wits about you and all that good shit. You're just small now.
Yeah, it's not like
Animal shape.
it's not like polymorph, where you gotta adopt
animal shape.
the animal brain.
Who does V?
So I don't think she would need an acrobatics if she's a mouse.
Alrighty. Either way, you all managed to, with those collective rolls, squeeze your asses through the cabinet.
I'm letting you know I put books in there for Venestra too, so the thing has some other books in there.
And as you all
One
manage
of
to
them is a
scoot
dictionary.
yourselves through, bursting through
Yeah.
the floor of that banquet hall as the cabinet door starts to close. Yes?
Can one of them literally should be a dictionary? The anatomy of the dick.
Yes.
I feel like the anatomy of the dick would be in a much larger book than just the dick.
I will allow it as long as it's not a book, but actually a box that contains a board game. Dictionary, the lewd version of Pictionary.
No, that's what goes beside the book. They
Ah,
were two
well.
part of a tome.
Fair enough. And Amira got a nat 20 for those acrobatics. Like a glove.
Yeah.
As you see the cabinet close behind you, slowly, well, looking behind you, you just barely see, lurching up in this gaunt, twisted, and almost skin peeled off physique with a head that seems to be almost made entirely of like an iron maiden steel and spikes peeking out in an upside down, three-pointed pyramid with a horrid aroma of rust as it just looks around as the cabinet closes.
We just narrowly avoided death again.
Did any of you take the cloches, by the way, just out of curiosity?
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't want that thing coming back a second time. Those are books that were for somebody else. I'm letting you know that
That
she
thing
looks
had
over
a
at
stat block called the Librarian.
she
You
looks
narrowly
over at
avoided a
Bridget.
very creepy fight.
That's why I put the books back. I put some more books in their place. Give us a
So-
little more time.
So, Piper's gonna pick up the Nestra and go, would you like to stay a mouse? Or do you want me to drop your form?
If you drop the form, then you can tell us where to go.
Oh, yeah. Right,
Yeah, she's
right.
the person
I'm gonna
who tells
drop the
where to go.
form. I'm not a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. Right. And I drop the wild shape on her. Obviously, after I put her down.
And then Violet literally gets down onto the floor so everybody can get back on the dock.
Alrighty.
Everybody on, because we have to leave. Like now. I'd like
What
to
pace are
find
you
the
setting?
floor.
Stealthy, casual, or
Stealthy.
rapid?
Stealthy.
Everybody roll a stealth check.
Stealthy
If I
quick.
can find my,
Stealthy quick.
I can
Stealth
find
check.
my dice.
So
Yeah.
casual
What's it?
with a stealth check, that means it will be a disadvantage.
No, not casual. Stealthy,
Stealthy quick means casual speed. You will be faster than stealth thing.
Kind of like
20 plus
kinda
5?
like ninja. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay, stealth with disadvantage then.
Well, it's a natural 20.
At
20 plus
disadvantage?
5. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You rolled 2 20s.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
that's why I got really excited.
31 and
31 and
26.
Well, I have 10 stealth. I rolled 9.
Okay, well. Violet's roll counts for 2 successes.
Saved by Violet for the second time.
I said 20
Saved by
plus
the
5.
woofer. Saved by the woofer.
Okay.
Oh, no. But you said that you got a 22, right?
20 plus 5, yes.
Yeah.
Also, I realized I hadn't called for a break. The timer button on this fucking Stream Deck glitched out and never gave me the notification. So,
Do you want to take your break right now so you can get your stuff done? So
you
You
all
can go
have
to the
rolled
bathroom?
proper stealth, so I will call for the break in just a second.
Oh, sorry. I have to roll.
yeah. Roll that stealth roll. Roll that stealth roll. Roll
Well,
that spicy
fine.
dice.
22 for me.
I coughed my way into a fart.
I'm just excited because this dice has been nice to me today.
9 for Rabbit.
Okay. So, yet again,
Alright.
positive rolls making up for some mild failures. You all quickly kind of scoot along very, very carefully through the halls as you rapidly have to pull yourselves into yet another closet. As torches, almost faster than you can keep up with, go black, and a horridly pungent smell of rotten garlic reaches your nose. You feel that warm minutes-old breath stop just outside the crack of the door. And it moves on. That's where we're gonna. So, each of you are rolling really goddamn well on stealth, managing to avoid this fucker.
I'm rolling horribly, but I'm being covered by my party.
You're being covered by the people in the party who are getting crits on a semi-consistent basis.
Just tonight. This is the only time it's gonna happen to Violet. Only time.
Stealth
So-
requires you to be in very good control of your body. It's not so much to do with the mind.
Ready? I'm ready, Joe. When you are. We're looking for that same vampire.
All right. Keeping a track with, of course, the channel divinity of where she is. As with any layer of the abyss, there may be rules to change the weather and the appearance of the environment. Kind of odd for a space that's an interior. Or is it? It's kind of Euclidean in that way, since this entire manor itself is a layer. Is there an outside to it? Is there an inside to it? Are you dealing with both at once? Okay, just double checking what that means. There we go. Okay.
Fireboxes died.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a terrain adjustment. Need unusual color and 1 or 2 threat tags. Ooh. Okay. Fun. What a lovely little twist. Okay. Oh. As you all venture out into the hall, still venturing forward toward this woman that you've been in pursuit of, finally you reach a door in the hallway that as you push past, you find seemingly open skies, earth and ground. Though looking up with far more keen eyes, you realize that the ceilings and walls stretch up so far that climate and clouds just enter into this chamber. The starlights above you, you can just barely tell, are in fact just far distant red torchlight. Still, there's earth and ground here, trees that seem to have grown through the floors, their leaves just as crimson as everything else. There are even, on occasion, dead branches, dead drifting wood bits. They look almost bone-like, flesh-like, half dead, half alive as you move through, carefully and stealthily as each of you are. The occasional little animal wandering by as a hand snatches it away. Hear the sounds of life here, birds, animals, it all just sounds twisted and wrong. And the halls and paths start to split and diverge before you like a broken trail. Even the scent itself starts to split and splinter. As you see the leaves on the red trees behind you, in front of you, and around you darken and turn black. I need everybody to roll me one last stealth check. At disadvantage.
Oh, great. Well, I can't get any lower than a nat 1. So,
Is it
I
still
can't
well
get
lit?
any higher than a double 20.
Okay.
Is it still well lit?
Not right now.
Okay. We're in dim light or darkness.
Yeah.
This thing is really deceptive. I think I might. Let me see if I can roll something else too. It's doing well for me so far.
I would get a straight roll.
Yeah, we're gonna use these from now on. We're randomizing. But I'm gonna take that double 20 for now. I'm gonna take that beautiful last one for now.
It's a 10 for me.
More because you guys are exposed, I would say, Venestra. More
17
exposed than
for
you
us.
are in the enclosed halls. It's an interesting twist on the roll. It turned the halls into forest, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. (26) and 17. All right. Most of you remain hidden. However, natural one.
He's on my back, Joe. He's in a bag.
Mhm.
I thought I was wrapped up in your fur.
Well, if you're wrapped up in my fur, then you're even better hidden than you were before.
I will take that natural one, however, is not leaning into her fur as much as leaning away and trying to make your sightline angled. As you do, again, unfortunately, just because it is a natural one, brush up against one of
It's
those
over.
stumped up branches. As it's gnarled and desiccated, the zombie arm reaches out and grabs you by the back of your hair, lurching you backward.
There's a sharp. Ah!
You actively yell.
Are you serious? With the black
Okay.
torches on?
As
You're not even fighting. You didn't fight last time. What are you gonna do with this one?
kicking up gravel, dust, and splintering trees around it. A massive, imposing, so angry, blue-skinned Elder Nosferatu.
Great.
Elder what?
Elder
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
What's that?
It's a
It
type
is
of
a-
vampire.
It is a type of vampire, and next session I'm gonna have all of you roll initiative.
Great.
Because I gotta make a
thanks.
map for that.
I
Especially
wanted to
with the
make it through an
environment change.
entire stealth mission without getting caught.
You almost did. Well, you guys were rolling so goddamn well.
And you didn't let the 20 count for him. It's a natural 20.
It
Twice.
counts for non-ones. A 1 still counts as 2 failures. A 1 will cover a single failure. However, there was still the secondary failure in there.
Amber didn't even get to roll. Amber's not even here.
Okay.
I don't want to fight this thing, Joe. I don't want to fight this thing.
Okay. Well,
I think we can kill it.
I
we'll
think
see
we
what
can
Amber
kill
rolls,
it.
and that will dictate whether or not there
But
is a fight next week,
I
or whether
wanted
there
one
is a
successful
very
stealth mission.
tense.
One. We've had so many failed stealth missions.
we'll see when Amber gets back and what she rolls, and we'll see whether that determines next week whether you guys are going into a combat encounter or a very tense escape encounter. Because I want to make that map, okay?
I know you want to make that map. I know you want us to fight it. I did not want to fight this thing. You kept bringing it back because you want us to fight it. I don't want to fight this thing.
This wasn't me bringing it back because I want you to fight it. That is, this particular environment has a repeating threat that you may have a chance to avoid. It's a little bit Outlast inspired in this one, just a little bit. And there were a few potential repeating threats that you guys managed to avoid on a few occasions. Including, of course, previously the librarian. So we'll see when Amber gets back what she rolls. And what that means I'll draw out.
I'm also going to let you know this is the point where Violet is going to look at Avery for the first time and say, you are a potential issue if you can't help us.
All right, well, you guys are tense and we're waiting on Amber. My food
Don't
arrived
going in that I wasn't going to
7 minutes ago, and I'm praying it isn't cold. Be right back.
And you just still decided to come and not help with that one battle, and you're not going to be able to help here. We're worried about that. That's what we're worried about.
I did help in the last battle.
Yeah, you did. At the end of it, yeah. No, it was in the middle.
Yeah, I think I helped like a couple of times.
Yeah, you did. You actually did health spells. Well, Amber wasn't here.
We'll be fine.
You say this. I understand that we're going to be fine, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. Nosferatus are nothing small.
We'll be fine.
I like how you say that. You have such confidence.
And even if we're not,
Yes.
It's
Burger King brought back their melts, so I'm going to be a fat boy.
I'm going to let you know. The backup is for me to take everybody's body inside of the Ambers on Violet's necklace and literally get you out of there. That's the secondary backup if you guys screw this up. So you won't die. Your soul won't be going anywhere. We even have a soul cage to literally
I'm going to read
keep
that
you
in the
guys
tone
together.
that I'm certain Bosun intends it. We'll be fine.
No.
My mindset on D&D is not like I don't get angry about anything that happens in the game.
I get mad when we don't make stealth mission. Like, I really work hard on my stealth missions, and so like when it really gets fucked, like right at the end of it, it ticks me off. That's because it's like, oh, the dopamine that I wanted is not going to be something I have.
This was literally the last stretch.
That's it. That's the whole point. I knew we were this close to getting where we wanted to go and actually meeting an actual bigger fight or a boss.
If you guys choose to fight her.
If she decided to fuck her over, it's a possibility.
They did not toast that fucking bread at all.
That's why I'm not mad at Avery. Violet's gonna look at him and goes like, we're gonna teach you to fight with something. Just something. So at least you have something to throw at somebody. Daggers, I don't care. Just...
I can fight, I just choose not to.
You came into the abyss with us, you're gonna have to help us. Other than just magic. When you run out of magic, I don't want you to die. That's gonna be Violet's whole take on it. I like you too much, little small bean, to not let you be alive. Is Doggo must protect all the things.
Yeah, but I have combat spells as the thing, Vinestra. I just haven't used them yet.
Yeah, he got upset last episode. That was fine with me. That's why I like, now he knows that he's a liability. He's probably going to try to help a little bit more. Because Violet is going to be very protective of Small Bean that just got pulled off her back.
I'm going to let you know this now. He's only going to use his offensive spells as a last resort.
Oh, that's fine. Defensive spells are great.
Offensive.
I know. You said last resort. So defensive spells before you get to the offensive spells are great.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Violet is more of, if you have not voted, Violet is very defensive.
Mm-hmm.
She's she's offensive to be defensive.
Yes.
That's usually what her whole situation is.
Take for example how Avery reacted to Piper coming at him to transform him. He didn't attack or do anything damaging. He tried to hold her. He tried to use hold person.
Yep. That was kind of invasive. That's why Violet's like, I know there's something going on with you, but we'll deal with it when you're ready. That's why Violet's very, very upfront. She's like, I know there's something fucked up with you. We're not going to deal with it today. We're going to deal with it when you're ready. I don't mind you waiting. I don't mind helping you out when you're ready, not when I'm ready.
If we want to turn this in, this is as a player talking about what we might want to be doing as players. If we want to turn this into like let's make this the time when the last resort is needed, that could be this would be the perfect time to back Avery into that corner and make him use his more powerful spells.
The problem is for Violet, she knows that the farther we get into the abyss, the more your spirit will get tired, the more your soul will become tired. And if you don't have anything to hold yourself together, you will fall apart.
My mind isn't the problem, it's my body.
And that's the whole thing is for Violet, I can protect your body, but I can't, as a doggo, allow any of my new friends to be hurt, or I will feel like the worst doggo in all of humanity. Because first of all,
canine kind.
Well, the reason her biggest thing was her best friend died the minute she got into the abyss. Like, he was dead before the abyss. The hag sent her into this hole, into the abyss, with the body of her dead friend, and she was supposed to eat it. She said, now you shall eat it. Now you shall devour your friend. And instead of killing and eating her friend, she carried his dead carcass through the abyss for 400 years. So she's got determination and willpower.
A cat followed her around for a little bit.
And so she was probably sharing her food with that cat. She didn't know.
Oh, no. The thing is very, very good at hiding.
But Violet really is protective of her family, or she was. But her family died of things she couldn't see. And she didn't know what was going on. She was too little. So that's like the biggest thing for Violet. Did we raid out already, Joe?
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet? We just ended this session with the Nosferatu in the room.
No, we didn't. Not yet. Waiting for Amber.
I thought that was the cliffhanger that you were leaving us on.
That was a cliffhanger.
Huh? We'll see what happens next time. And those who tune into the stream next week will find out, based on what everybody's doing, what Amber's role was.